German observation tower in, that's not a word I'm gonna be able to pronounce. Guernsey? Oh, and the lights are red, which means it's lockdown. You're on the final level. An opening of the forest. Whoa, holy, that's a linear gameplay path, dude. You gotta go right down there. All of the scares have been generated right down through that path, and unfortunately the rest of the world is protected by a border, so you gotta go right down there. Moose and fog. Dear God. I don't know how we keep getting, like, nature is just terrifying, man. And moose especially are not like friendly creatures. They are not fun animals to be around as far as I know. But this would be such a fire album cover. I do think this might be fake though. There's no ears. There's like, I don't know. This might not be an actual moose. Still freaking cool regardless, right? This fisherman holding a deep water wolf eel. Oh, yes, that's a horror. Absolutely remarkable. Let's talk about deep water wolf eels for a minute. These are super smart critters, right? They're very curious and they'll interact with divers, right? But these things are like the most terrifying thing. Obviously, if you pull them out of water, you know, they're gonna want to kill you because, you know, you're making sure they can't breathe, you know? But what remarkable creatures. There are pictures of divers just hanging out with wolf eels. These guys are like, despite the name and how scary it looks there, in the water, these guys are so curious and cute. The minute you take them out of the water, understandably, they're absolutely enraged. And I would be too. I remember seeing, I think it was a wolf eel head crushing like a Coke can or something. It was removed from the body and it was just the nerves reacting. Insane stuff. This is how large a fully grown bison can get. This one weighs around 3,000 pounds. Oh, but he's just a nice fella. Look at him, he's hanging out and he's got a cute little horn on him. Sure, he's a nice guy. Go up and pet him. Come on. Go up and pet him for one. What's gonna happen? 23 million light year long plasma beam from a black hole. That's awesome, actually. I'm not even, okay, I get that black holes are a very cosmically terrifying thing, but that is sick, actually. So someone did the math on this. They used a Milky Way to do the math on it. A Milky Way bar is about 0.125 meters, making that 8,000 Milky Way bars per kilometer. A light year is like 9.46073 times 10 to the 12th power kilometer, which is 9.5 trillion kilometers, which is roughly 76 quadrillion Milky Way bars, or 7.56858 times 10 to the 16th power bars. And you know what it makes me think about as well? How long that plasma beam is, right? It is so neat to me that, like, relative to that image, we're really close to like another galaxy. We're close to the Andromeda galaxy. So both our galaxy and the Andromeda galaxy, relative to that image, are almost next to each other. I love space. I think it's such a fascinating topic. I think everything in space, my friend's Bob Ross costume looks just like him. Spitting image. I wouldn't be able to tell them apart if they were in the room together. Why is this not oddly terrifying? It's just a fun Halloween costume. Last photograph of a Bubal heart beast in 1895 before it went extinct in 1925. I have never heard of this animal in my life, so we're gonna learn about it right now. It's an extinct nominal found north of the Saharan desert. So this was from the Bovidae family, which is like cattle, bison, buffalo, sheep, goats, and it was a social creature. Across the 19th century, especially during the French conquest of Algeria, the Bubal were basically just massacred by the colonial military. And by 1867, they were basically only found in like the mountain ranges of northwestern Africa. By 1870, it disappeared from the Tunisian Atlas, and the last animal in the country was shot in 1902. That's a shame. That's a real shame. I wish we could have preserved one of these beasts. These guys look cool. This art at a butcher shop my aunt took me to. We are pleased to meet you and have meat to please you. Oh, I hope you do. I'm a hungry customer. You sure you got the meat to please me, butcher? I hope you got plenty in store. Do not order a cake from Allison. Oh, they're just their full Facebook name. She charged me $300 for a Hello Kitty head, and I got a Hello Kitty horror story. Oh, she was skinned. She skinned the Hello Kitty. When I asked for a refund, she said, refund these nuts, charge it to the game. Very unprofessional. All I wanted was pink cake and All I wanted was pink cake flavor in 3D, and she gave you a skinned Hello Kitty. She gave you the Happy Tree Friends variant. Oh, man. Brain tissue of a CJD patient under a microscope, showing holes everywhere, which are the white circles. CJD is closely related to zombie deer disease, CWD. It is 100% fatal and there's no treatment. Oh my God. So CJD is human it's prion, right? Very, very rare. I'm looking at oh God, any sort of prion disease is absolutely horrifying. Like, I feel like if you're gonna pick one, you'd want the one that's gonna kill you right away, right? So I assume that this would probably, you know, like between CJD or like an Alzheimer's, I'd probably pick the one that's gonna kill me. I'd rather die than slowly lose my memory. Man. And the fact that these, like, I think the can just develop out of nowhere, don't they? Oh man, it's horrifying. So I'm reading, and just to be clear, they are caused by different prions. There's no evidence that CWD could spread to humans. It could, theoretically, as VCJD is the variant form. So there's still a precaution when you're hunting and eating venison. But CWD, CJD, they're transmissible spongiform prion disease. And the spongiform, that's what the sponge-like holes are in the brain. That's why it gets that name, I'm assuming. So same class of disease, and a horrifying, like, imagine you get your brain tissue sample back and there are holes in your brain, and that it could just happen. Like a protein can just decide, I'm gonna fold the wrong way. Surprise, prion disease. Oops, all dead. Scan of a face with years of dermal filler buildup. Oh, great stuff. So I'm looking at this. There's an article attached. It's an MRI scan of this lady's face to see how much filler there was. So most fillers can dissolve within a few years, but some of them can last for more than like a decade. That is remarkable. So what we're looking at is hyaluronic acid filler. It's aquaphilic, so it tends to expand on size, and our body will encapsulate foreign bodies. Not only is it gonna expand, but then it can't be removed. And I'm probably gonna butcher this word, hyaluronidase. It's an enzyme that breaks up the hyaluronic acid. It won't dissolve any of the acid. Frightening. This is actually frightening. This pattern on the tree that looks like eyes. Oh, great. Yeah, that's where Slenderman's gonna hide one of his 8 pages, dude. You're gonna have to collect his pages. That's fire, though. I wonder what... I'm sure it's like not a deep explanation, right? But that's really cool looking. Original content. Took this pic on an abandoned house a few years ago. Didn't expect the surprise. All right, well, what's the surprise? I'm looking for it. We got the Mickey Mouse. Oh my God. Look at the back of that thing, dude. You know what this reminds me of? Even though I know it's not the same thing, but the idea of there being someone else in like an abandoned place you're like doing urban Xing around. Do you guys remember this series? And it's starting to make a comeback. Do you guys remember Ben's Playhouse? To give you an idea, listen, Nightmind has a great video about it. I would watch Nightmind's video. Quick and dirty TLDR on it. Ben's Playhouse was this horror project, and it started out with this guy named Colin, and Colin was like this annoying like Viner who goes to this abandoned asylum, and once he goes to the asylum, he's never seen again. Later, there's a separate account called Ben's Playhouse that starts uploading videos, and the page said, I trap people and make them my friend. And he was wearing the same clothes that Colin was wearing when he went into the abandoned asylum. So it was a whole cool little ARG type thing. I don't know if ARG is even the right word, but I bring that up mainly to say something cool, that whole horror project has started back up, and now Colin Henson is Pete Donuts on Twitter, and that whole story is starting to develop further. And just seeing the mask in the background, and it reminded me of that whole Ben's Playhouse thing. And God, I love horror on the internet. Is so fun. I think there's so many great creative projects. I'm gonna take a quick aside to shout out myself because I talk about horror on my channel. And I'd also love to shout out McKinney's Family Home Videos. Great series, highly recommend it. The unsettling implications of putting a cage around a grave. Hey, we don't want that cadaver escaping now, do we? That would be the worst case scenario. So I think that's the safest option. Green Antarctica. Oh, I can see why that would be oddly terrifying. All the ice is melting. That's like a oddly terrifying, but in like a way where it's, you know, really a reflection of us. I mean, honestly though, all I'm seeing, the American in me, I'm seeing free land development. We should, you know, put some roads in there. Oh, maybe a strip mall. Strip malls are dead. What am I doing? I don't have the patriotic spirit at all. Got film developed from hiking in the mountains. Is that a hand? Dude, oh my God, it is a hand. Oh my God, that is a hand. Dear God. I don't even know what to make of that. I don't even know what to make of that. My boyfriend and I aren't really sure what to think. We went to a state park in West Virginia. Oh God, not West Virginia. During the off season. Horror knows no season. According to the park ranger and the conditions of the hiking trails, we were the only ones there for the week and had been the first there in a while. I took this pic at the top of the mountain. Behind the pillar should have been nothing, a drop off to the woods below. Wow. What the hell? It can't be leaves. It can't be fungus. I think that's a person. Oh my God, wait. Look at the shadow by the box. It looks curved. I think there was 100% someone crouching there. Holy shit, dog. Hole in the woods. Oh, whoa, that's fire, actually. Holy shit. I can understand why someone would find that scary, but that just looks absolutely cool to me. Like, I feel like someone would see this. If you showed this to like a Victorian era human, they would be like, there's a witch! Like, they would point and scream. This looks like it was an art piece by Auntie Leitonen. I hope I said their name right, but it's called Broken Landscape. Their work is made in a way to question the way we perceive nature around us. That is really, really, really cool. This lava formation that was somehow shaped like human bodies on Kamakuna Island, Hawaii, United States. Oh God. Oh my God. No, I mean, there's not even a joke there. There's not even something funny I could say. This is like Dante's Inferno type shit, dude. Wow. I'm honestly fascinated by that. This looks like the entrance to hell. That is fascinating. Poorly lit McDonald's play place. Dude, I am not going in there. That is straight out of God. That is at a security breach. The sun and moon characters in there hanging out. I'm not going in there. Couldn't pay me to go in there. The silver mannequin my parents are using to deter animals from their garden. Oh God, and yeah, he's just hanging out there. I mean, he's not causing any problems to you, right? He's just a little frightening to look at. I wouldn't say that this is too, you know, he's minding his business. He's doing his job. Just let him be. Let him be and let him be scary, right? These are for different videos. I'm not really bothered by this one. I mean, yeah, it's a little weird that he uses the same face in each one, but at that point, like, Mr. Beast is just like a brand at this point. Like, he's not a person. It's not the same way where like another creator who will use their face in different thumbnails will take different pictures, but this is also like I don't know. I'm conflicted on this. From my perspective, taking like thumbnail photos is kind of like a standard thing to have, like, you know, face reactions at the ready for your thumbnails. That doesn't feel too like out of the realm of something I could see them doing. I do think his touch up has always been very interesting. My brain MRI photos. Oh, those are always fun to look at. We're horrifying creatures when you show us an MRI of ourselves. This plant in the corner. Oh, that's a human. That's a man pretending to be a plant. He's got a disguise on. Don't be fooled. He's after all your pottery. This is not a clump of hair. It's one of the most venomous caterpillars in the US, the pus caterpillar. Oh, great. So what the hell is that? Someone got stung twice by this goddamn abomination, and it was the worst pain they ever felt. It radiated up their arm and into their chest, and they had welts for months afterwards. This thing is like in East Texas, so I'm safe. I'm never gonna see this thing. And when a pus caterpillar rubs or is pressed against someone's skin, the hairs are what's venomous, and they're embedded into your skin, and it can subside, within about an hour, but can occasionally cause more severe reactions. So this walking mustache is the most venomous caterpillar. Incredible stuff. These red lights captured in France. Oh, great. The f are those? Why are they arcing like lightning? What is that? Oh, they're called lightning sprites. That's fascinating. So what lightning sprites are, they're really rarely visible from the ground because they're above the clouds, and they accompany about 0.5% of all lightning strikes. So they can appear in clusters, and what they are just large-scale electrical discharges high above the thunderstorm clouds and look like critters and creatures and aliens. The fact that these are real things is really cool. What What exactly am I supposed to remember on this mountain? That you're on it, that you've been here already. It's deja vu. You have been on this mountain before. These creepy clouds are called scud clouds because they scuttle along, right? I've never seen a scud cloud before. How do these form? They are low height and are usually found beneath like nimbostratus or cumulus clouds, and they will often move faster than the storm clouds. So yeah, they just scuttle along, right? That's why they're called scud clouds, I would imagine. Sunken ship that looks like a sea monster. Oh my God, it does look like a sea monster. Holy crap, dude. I don't like, okay. I can't even, it looks like a Greenland shark, dude. If you have sub-mechanophobia, this is probably gonna, you know, it's one of those things that you would need to not look at, I would assume. And the way this photo's, like, the perspective of the photo makes this look so much bigger than the houses near it. I'm just, wow. I think that sub-mechanophobia is one of those fears where I don't have it, but I can definitely see why it exists, because there's something about the industrialization of technology, you know, like huge industrial machines and parts being submerged in water and gone, like lost to time. Something about that is really scary. Walked out of my front door and into slugs having sexy time. Tell them to get a room. Oh, and they're descending too, like those things out of Half-Life. Oh God, not a big fan of spiders. Oh, that's fire though. That's just a fun tattoo. That's really cool. Gross, but really cool. Mind-blowing close-up image of the sun. Oh, that's fun. Again, dude, space is just cool. That's just, I can't knock that. I think that's fascinating. The dark spot to me is really, really cool. You ever think it's weird, or not weird, but you ever think about how like the sun, it is both responsible for us being alive, right? We need the sun to live, but will also be like the end of all life. It is in a physical form, the closest thing to a god. Like I know we have like spiritual gods and things like that people worship, but if we're talking like something that I could imagine people worship, like praise the sun, you know what I mean? That is so incomprehensible, right? Getting pictures like that too, I really wonder how the fact we're able to snap photos like this of our sun is remarkable to me. I just found a tooth in my luggage while traveling. Hey, it's for the tooth fairy. Happy travels. This 13-mile long abandoned Pennsylvania turnpike. No motor vehicles are allowed on the property, but bicycle riders are free to use it at their own risk. The trail requires helmets and lights. Oh, great. Yeah, just walk into the tunnel of mysterious exit. Yeah, I'd love to walk in there. Not sure where I'm gonna enter from or leave from. Veneers preparation. That doesn't really scare me all that much. That makes sense. You have to grind grooves into the teeth to hold the veneer. That checks out. That makes sense. Applying a window sticker. Oh, they're calling for help. Oh no. And they're in the infectious disease treatment area. Those are zombies. I'm staying away from there.